How does the new work from home environment make the work of diversity and inclusion easier or more difficult for HR professionals? And what are some ways for us to address it?
Yeah, this is actually a great thing. I actually posted an article about this recently that organizations have to be really intentional now, given this full-fledged virtual environment of creating digital spaces where people can interact and build relationships with their colleagues and coworkers and also with leaders at work. One of the things I think is really important is particularly creating the buddy system, which is how do you pair people up on projects now that no one works in silos anymore or works alone, but you create the opportunity for people to be together on a project. When you do your staff meetings, one of the things I know a lot of organizations are used to doing the 1 hour staff meeting at the beginning of the week, and then you don't see your colleagues again until the next Monday. Well, that's a failed strategy in a 100% virtual environment. You might have to change your meeting schedule to maybe a 20-minute meeting every day where you get a chance to check in with everyone every day, and use the function of breakout rooms to randomly put people in groups and give people the opportunity to connect with each other. I know you and Denise were just talking a second ago about how do you make it a little bit more inclusive. One of the things I do is show and tell with organizations, and that is everybody's Zooming from home. Everybody lives in a different place. So if you got a natural background, can you show and tell us one thing that's happening in the room that you're in that may describe who you are as a person to everyone else? This allows people to share a little bit more about themselves. And if leaders take this approach, they will open themselves up to be more authentic and more transparent with all of the team members that they lead in an organization. And you might find new relationships and new ways to connect that really can drive the opportunity for someone who might look differently, might be of a different gender identity, or sexual orientation, or different race, to connect with you in a way about something that you weren't aware of that you all had in common before, because you took the opportunity to create the space for sharing in every meeting and not just be about the business of the organization. Because we're blurring these lines between home and work, we now have to integrate our conversations about home and work in this virtual environment.
Well, as a follow-on to that, what can HR managers be doing, hiring managers, I should say in particular, and they may be HR, may not, to expand the diversity of who they recruit in our work from home environment? Because that, in some ways, the benefit is we can recruit people from anywhere. The downside is you actually now, you get to interview people. You get to see where they live. You can see how they live, what they look like. A lot of the things that the resume of times past, you could get past that. I immediately size you up when I see you on this Zoom interview. And we're seeing companies now recruit, hire, onboard, everything online. Where should companies be looking, or employers more broadly, not just for-profit companies, be looking if they want to improve the candidates who are applying for jobs within their organization?
Yeah, and I would tell every organization this whole challenge around hiring and diversity is a really important challenge. And so you got to fish where the fish are. So if you think about your workforce, have you done the analytics and the data to see what would be an added value to your company or organization? Or what are you blatantly missing from your workforce? Do you not have women in leadership or other people of color in certain departments or areas? So how can you partner with organizations that do have this demographic readily available, many times looking for career opportunities? So this might create opportunities to partner with women organizations or LGBTQ organizations or the Urban League, and connect with these organizations to allow you to join some of their public facing activities that they're doing remotely, that they're doing virtually, and become a sponsor and really get engaged to identify talent opportunities. I will also say the fact that you now can see people on video and see their houses and their living rooms or wherever they might be Zooming from would allow more implicit bias to come in when you think about what you want or what you don't want it as a candidate. So hiring managers, hiring leaders have to be really intentional to know that this is about attracting the best talent to my organization. This is about capturing the best and keeping the best. Because I will tell you, in this virtual environment, and because of what's going on in the world, talent is at an all-time premium right now. People have choices. So what's going to make that candidate want to stick with you, and what are you going to do to be intentional about sticking with their candidate? And that is, you have to find a way to get beyond your biases and look for people for their skill set, the value that they bring, and also the diversity that they bring to your organization. These are all assets in the year 2020 and 2021.